my opening remark is that one of these three items here is not mass timber. And I'm going to pass the other two around so you can touch and feel and have a good close look at it. Just pass it down that way when you're done looking. I'll get the other one over here. One of the beautiful things about mass timber, there's no top, there's no bottom. It's not like you're trying to position a piece of 2x10 where you have a crown. So if you just pass that around, the torsional strength of these products is made 16 times stronger by the orientation. What we're looking at here is the view from the 5th floor of a brand new mass timber building built in Waikakana. It's the tallest mass timber structure east of Quebec City, and our partner Dora assembled it on site. The parent company is Macklin Group, owned by a great person from around here by the name of Mr. Donald McDonald. She owns EastCut in the manufacturing sector, Dora in the construction sector, and Summerled in the development end of the business. And some of you might know where the Dunkeld apartment buildings are down by the Irving. This exit just over here. So proud to announce that we've just decided and started the surveying for Dunkeld 2. Dunkeld 1 is an apartment building, has a waiting list of 116 people. So it's a beautiful building, and we're proud to say that we're starting the second one. There's part of the crew, the Door crew, up on the 4th floor. So the bottom floor is the brand new offices of Access Nova Scotia, and then Boyne Clark, and then an accounting firm which escapes my mind right now. So Macklin, we build community. We're involved in housing. Right now we have 97 units on the line for Nova Scotia Assisted Housing Authority. Those are all multi-units. So what we're doing there is we're building the panels, the structural panels, we're building the floor cassettes, and we're delivering those on site. We're involved very much in education. Last year we built 7 full classrooms. Each one of those classrooms, 16 of them connected together. We built them at the top of Larry UTEC. We built them in Bedford West. So 7 schools on 6 different campuses. And that is because those schools were no more than 5 years old, and they were all at capacity. The teachers in those classrooms prefer these classrooms to the actual main structure. You can Google a excerpt from the Minister of Education talking about the teachers wanting to be in those classes. Healthcare and long-term care. We just signed a contract that will be manufactured here in Trenton for 6 renal dialysis units, which will be strategically positioned at healthcare facilities, so people that have to go and get renal dialysis 2-3 times a week won't even have to go into the hospital anymore. They'll go right into the renal dialysis. It is as close to drive-through as we can make it. And I do a bunch of public and private institutional construction as well. So in our manufacturing, we have our component manufacturing where we do walls, floors, ceilings, trusses. Very, very tight. I love to talk at our toolbox talks at 7 o'clock in the morning when it's raining horizontally and say to our workers who are all inside, you know, isn't it a great day to be on an EastCut job site? And nobody complains. These units that you see here are school units. Each one of them has its own heating, ventilation, and cooling systems. Hence, the teachers love them because they're not fighting with the thermostat for the 3rd floor. Notice the Kohler windows there. Let's see where my pointer is. The Coltec logo there. So Nova Scotia product. We're buying blanks right now, so if you refer to as a blank as a log, we're buying the blanks unrefined, and we are machining them on sites and prep for installation. So that brings us to three divisions in the DORA expertise. We have the traditional building and restoration. We do a lot of building envelope rework. We've done a lot of brand new design build traditional buildings, but this is really the future for us right here. These modules going into position. We just put a prototype together of long-term care, what a long-term care unit would look like in a module. Anybody wants to see it, I'll give you my coordinates and you can come and see it at EastCut. It's beautiful, and our plan is to build 64 of those. We will build the main building, design build, and then we'll have the modules, stackable modules. Interesting here on this mass timber build, crane operator had never worked with this before. And he told me that on an average day, when he was positioning steel on a building like this, on a concrete and steel building, he was getting 27 pieces positioned and bolted into place. And with mass timber, he got 66 pieces positioned and fastened into place. So a lot of it is gravity fasteners. They go in and they move to the left and move to the right, and you can catch them, click them in. It's actually quite cool. So this is a great picture in that it shows on the back wall here CLT. Obviously you've got your glulam in here, and then your straight structures here are your pure mass timber, and then obviously we have regular dimensional stacked lumber. This is inside of a church, and I just thought it was a really cool pic because it's showing a whole hybrid of lumber products.
Where's that people?
That is in just outside of Montreal in Laval. So cross-laminated timber, CLT, obviously glulam, and laminated veneer. And if you want to see a really close-up look of a glulam product, just drive past the brand new Pictou County Sports Hall of Fame, which is just 5 wood from our facility. If you bounce it down the pavement. And then obviously laminated veneer. So we have a lot of LVL in the Sports Hall of Fame building as well. So what does mass timber do? Well, the first thing it does is it provides a phenomenal amount of sustainability. So the carbon storing within the mass timber and the climate healing, every cubic meter of mass timber locks away 1 ton of CO2. Obviously, in efficiency, I talked about how the build goes together faster, 50 to 70% less labor, the lighter foundations, no more of these 58-inch footings. And the other thing is in that you wouldn't, on putting this thing together, you would not have filled 2 dumpsters. There's no scrap. You generate more scrap when you're building in the dividing walls and you're using the steel stud and scrap, because this is all prescribed lengths and sizes. Aesthetics and well-being. I want to talk to you about a really kind of fancy word in a minute, but look at the contrast between the mass timber building with a wood exterior and obviously a concrete and steel. And yes, I did find the ugliest picture I could. Biophilic. When I was 15 years old, I had a skull fracture and a brain hemorrhage. I was in a coma for 25 days, and I was recovering. I lost a lot of my short-term memory. And my mom, God bless her, she would bring Reader's Digest, Enhance Your Word Power. And she would read the words to me, and she'd give me the explanation. And this word was never up there. So, of relating to or characterized by hobiphilia, relating to showing or being the human tendency to interact or closely be associated with other forms of life in nature. A lot of people here spending time in woodlands. You go in and you're all stressed, and you're in and amongst the foliage, the spruce, the deciduous, and you come out a lot calmer. And it's been proven in many, many studies. The design integrates natural elements into the built environment. This design philosophy goes beyond aesthetics. It aims to improve well-being, health, and productivity by creating healing environments that invite the outdoors in. Our partner, Nordic Structures, which is where we are buying the blanks, where you'll see when you go to the Sports Hall of Fame, you'll see their product used internally. It's an international leader in engineered wood products, phenomenal top quality components, strong commitment to sustainability. We just signed a new contract with them for a retail facility. I'm not allowed to say where it is, but you'll see it in the news within the next 3 or 4 days. We just signed a new retail facility, which will be all mass timber. Any of the panels in the roof will be all CLT. And I'm going to show you a video, and when I show you the video, I want you to take special note of the log deck and the size of the logs that go into this product. This is black spruce. It's unique in its appearance. Architects and designers love it because when it's finished, it's got this caramelized look to it, not that glossy, phony look. And so, this is our friends from Nordic. Phenomenal partners, just really, really responsive. We can set a set of plans to them. They can turn it into, obviously, their drawings. We deal with them in obviously CAD, SB CAD, and they can have something back to us 8 to 10 days. They can have product on site to us 22 weeks. So a great working operation with them. They are our partner in this enterprise. There is someone potentially setting up a blanks mass timber corp in Nova Scotia. Obviously, if that happens, we would love to be a user of that product. They're really in their infancy. To set up a mass timber building, manufacturing billets for manufacturing would be about a $40 million enterprise. So it's not a small undertaking. So this is the final phase, obviously, at mass timber, where we're starting to put the demising walls in and things like bathrooms and showers and this type of thing. So what we try to do as much as possible is to make sure that we're not chopping into the aesthetics. So you'll see that, yeah, there is a sprinkler system there, and yes, it's in contrast to the mass timber, but it's the absolute minimum of disruption. So I talked a little bit about the Pictou County Sports Heritage Hall of Fame. This young man here is John Spencer. He's one of our engineers, and he's on site quite a bit. Look at the detail of these joints right here. This was all done in Shubukumu and then fitted on site. When this opens, I ask you all to go and take a look and see the quality of this workmanship. So here's a BIM model of the structural frame. Every different color you see there is either a mass timber, glulam, LVL, or PSL, which is being utilized. And that's all manufactured wood product. There's not one piece of big natural timber in this entire facility. Thank you. Questions?